What's up, Rockstars? Welcome to another news video. There are brand new campaigns live right now, including one amazing deal we got to talk about. Brand new games I'm going to announce that have not been announced before for some big IPs. So we're going to be talking about that. We're talking about an update for Mythic Games and plenty more, so stay tuned. We'll do it right now. Thank you to my channel sponsor, Into the AM. As a company that believes hard work and a great product is a proper way to conduct business, I am delighted to have them as part of the channel. They have some of the coolest graphic t-shirts around and an absolute best fit and feel that has continually exceeded my expectations. With new shirts arriving all the time and other products like boxers, hats, and even a monthly shirt club, I wholeheartedly recommend them to you. Check out the link in my description of this video for an exclusive 10% off everything they sell. All right, so right off the bat, I'm going to start with some community campaigns that are going on right now. For instance, Support the Dice Tower 2023 is live, and so far they've made almost $200,000. Now, it is important to note that that is not like donation money. It's not 100% profit. There are costs to running this campaign, various costs, and you're kind of buying stuff that's shipped to you, but you're still able to get something cool and also give back to a channel that you appreciate. So I think that's super awesome. I'm glad to see them succeeding. I think more companies that are doing this kind of board game stuff definitely need to succeed. It's good to have more voices. So feel free to check out what they have to offer. A lot of it is like knickknacks and stuff like that. Like they have like, ice cream social and game night and digital rewards, Frosthaven scenario, sticker sheets, component bins, fancy dice, meeples, right? All sorts of stuff. And then, of course, they have a whole bunch of promos for a whole bunch of games. And I think that's what a lot of people are really after. And so, yeah, feel free to check out, see what those are. Just know that, of course, the promos typically are fairly unplay-tested, unbalanced, and just kind of nice to haves versus something that actually makes your gameplay better. Just keep that in mind. But yeah, feel free to check them out. So I have 17 days to go and 2,696 backers. That's incredible. I also have a campaign going on. This is for a pure donation. So if you would like to kind of donate to the channel and the things I'm doing on this channel, feel free to. Of course, everything, including that, is linked down in the description below. Guys, thank you so much for an awesome 2022, and I'm excited to see what we can do in 2023. You're going to see some new changes here very, very soon, not just this chair, but a lot more, including a new background. So stay tuned for just some big changes in this channel, and all of them positive. I certainly hope so. So excited for great things. Again, thank you so much, and I love being so community driven. And of course, if you are interested in getting something back, I do have thank you gifts where I will be sending these to most of you. Actually will be getting something like this. We have a ton and we're going to be sending out a ton. So if any of that looks interesting to you, feel free to check it out down below. Just launched today, time of recording. This is Tuesday. You're seeing this Wednesday. OrcQuest WarPath Resurrection. The Resurrection is because Monolith has taken this game. You'll see it actually right there, and brought it back to life. It originally funded, so it's already a successful game, but then never delivered. So they were able to get the rights to this and are now able to deliver it. If you backed the first one, pay attention to this, because if this funds, you get your copy, which is super awesome. All you have to do is pay for shipping and you finally get your game. I think that's great. But on top of that, it's a great deal for everybody else because Monolith didn't have to pay for mold costs. Those were already paid for. They didn't have to pay for development. That was already paid for. They didn't have to pay for all this stuff. So it's a lot less. So $200,000 and they've made it. They're good to go. And on top of that, they've offered at a great price. It is 145 USD. And for that, you get almost 180 miniatures. They're not all unique sculpts. There are repeats, but they're a nice bunch of minis. You guys have seen my unboxing. If you haven't, feel free to check that out. Almost 1,000 plus cards. I mean, just an insane amount of stuff. And it's pretty much the all-in. You get everything. So if any of that looks cool, feel free to check it out. I know I don't have a review. I got it pretty late, later than other people who also got it pretty late. So I haven't been able to play it, but I will. I'll be playing it several times here, and then I'll get a review out for you guys still. Right now, I've just about finished the rulebook, and my first initial impressions are that this looks like so much fun. One of the cool things, first of all, open player, so you can kind of do it in any order you want. The two main driving forces for me, one, and I think nobody else is going to point this out, so I'm taking some time to do it right now, is you're playing as orcs. I cannot stress that enough, because as a former orc player in Warhammer 40k, I can tell you that you end up So there's something about playing an orc that allows you to not exactly role play. So if you're averse to kind of like some weird, like real nerdy D&D role play stuff, which if you do, that's fine. But if you're averse to that, it's still really fun because it just enhances and adds flavor to everything you do. So when you do things, it's hilarious because you did this orcish thing, or it's epic, or amazing, or gruesome, or whatever. I talk about how one of the reasons I liked Massive Darkness 1 was because there was a headbutt ability where I could literally headbutt a goblin's face off and kill him that way. And I think that's super cool. And I think it's important to note that you'll be doing stuff like this all the time as your orc, as you just brutalize an enemy and, do the whole log thing as the Warhammer guys do it. It's going to add a whole nother level of fun on top of the game. Additionally, 2 resource pools. You have your normal action points and then some special ones. The special ones are truly special because they allow you to do extra stuff, boost abilities, stuff like that. You can use them on anything, but they're always extra. And so you're doing that on like the super epic moves. It looks like a lot of fun. That's all I'm saying. Like, that's a preview just based off the rulebook. I haven't played it yet. Maybe it plays like garbage. I doubt it though. It looks like a safe back to me. Now, another thing I want to point out about OrcQuest is that it is delivering in October of this year because it's already done. All the molds are done. It's all good. In fact, they even say, like, way down here, it's all green, guys. This thing is ready to go. It is. Look at this. Look at this. Almost completely done, even with the factory stuff. All they got to do is run the pledge manager for a while, click print, and ship it out to you. That's it. So, like, the shipping prices should be very accurate. It should be a tight campaign, and you could be playing this by Christmas of this year. That's incredible. That's amazing. I think that's super cool. All right, moving on. We have Among Cultists, a social deduction thriller. Also over 100,000, and they only needed 20,000 apparently. No player elimination, 4 to 8 players, and no player elimination for a social deduction game, I think is actually really huge. I think that's super awesome. And the theme of it, like the art style and kind of the flow of it, looks pretty neat too. If I was to play one of these, this would be one I would probably pick to play, just because I think it actually looks like it'd be a fun time with some people. So yeah, if this is something for you, then definitely do check it out. The art looks good, everything looks good, and guys, great all-in-one pledge, all in for $101. It's amazing how cheap games can be when you don't include miniatures. Moving on from that, here you go, guys. Brand new announcement, Gears of War, the card game, coming soon from SFG. As you know, SFG does a lot of these IP games. And I don't know if this is just them grabbing the IP so they can like hold on to it and whip out a card game real quick to kind of, have that, or what. It's kind of weird timing. I'm not aware of any big Gears of War game coming out, a video game. It's a video game IP if you weren't aware, but I have some pretty fond memories of playing this with my then girlfriend, now wife. So we had a lot of fun with this one. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. All right, next up we have Fabled Games. Look at this. Look at this. Sailing through Q1 Kickstarter 2023. Welcome to Back O Beyond. Now this is interesting because this whole thing, this Fabled Games, right? If we actually go and look through this. So if you click on designers here, it says from the designer duo of Darkest Dungeon, the board game. Fantastic game. Love it. The smash Kickstarter hit adaptation of the critically acclaimed video game by Red Hook Studios comes Back O Beyond Tales of Blood and Salt. So this is literally former Mythic designers that made something amazing like Darkest Dungeon. And look at this other one, Super Fantasy Brawl. Some of the very best games that they've done. Now, there's also Solomon Kane. Again, amazing. And then there's Reichbusters. Almost amazing. But not from like a design perspective per se, just from a time invested into it, I would say. Either way, there are some big names to this. So let's see if they can shake off the Mythic Games goop and kind of rebrand themselves to make some awesome, cool pirate games. I am interested. Just the idea of Solomon Kane combo with Darkest Dungeon has me excited. Like, and I understand this doesn't necessarily play like that, but either way, it's very, very much, I think, a nice thing. Something that fits my game style is what it sounds like. So I'll be covering this as much as I can moving forward. All right, next up we have the Thinning Veil relaunch. You guys, I'll be covering this. It does look like an interesting game. The actual running of it, I think it hurt it a little bit. when it comes to actually getting out there. In other words, it's not just about creating a great game. I think a lot of people can actually create a really fun game, but you have to kind of marry that with being able to sell it. And they did very, very well in spite of what I would say were some missteps that would have killed any other game like Dead in its tracks. But they made over 100,000, so I think there's certainly a possibility here. I'll definitely be covering this, and hopefully they are successful and able to make a cool game that people love and enjoy for years to come. That's always the hope, right? Next up, also, The Wilderness. Now, I covered this a while back, but I think it was before we even saw Mini, so let's take a closer look at this. An immersive adventure co-op board game set in a dystopian world where animals have evolved into giant beasts. That's a great concept. I love that. All right, so here is the website where you can actually see a lot more of the miniatures. Look at that giant boar. I remember seeing this, I think, early on, so that's cool to see. Definitely excited for that. And a boss battler, dungeon crawler, survival, adventure, fantasy, co-op are the types of game it is, apparently. And yeah, the art looks cool. The minis seem interesting. I kind of dig that. It's talking about all these different things. I love this ability to kind of interact with the website and take a look. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Zombicide-ish, a little bit. But yeah, a lot of different characters you can be. So definitely interested to see. Yeah, I mean, you can shoot him as like a redneck guy. So that's obviously pretty cool. Yeah, I'll keep in touch on this one. Next up, we have Marvel United. We have a release date. This Marvel United Multiverse. Did you need at least 2 more Calyx shelves full of Marvel United? Well, does Come On have a offer for you on January 18th, guys? This is coming out very quickly, and I don't know. I feel like, has Come On increased the amount of campaigns they've done? I feel like Death May Die just ended. I feel like normally there's more of a gap between them or not, but perhaps not. I don't know. It is only a expansion series to the game, and so it's not like they've had to create an entirely new game like Trudvang Legends or something like that, right? So hopefully it's okay and they can just kind of spit this one out as a quick off, but otherwise, you know, then it's still a little weird. All right, so next up we have Street Fighter V Champion Edition Legends. Now this is really big just because there is a new date, February 21st of 2023. And yeah, they're along with the designer diary, so you can actually kind of learn more about the game and how it plays. I think that's super cool. And honestly, I mean, going back to like the project itself, like they've added more here, and it looks nice. It's not bad at all. $75 and you get these minis that you can kind of play on and all these different cards and stuff. I'm interested, I'm not gonna lie, especially because I can paint these. I couldn't paint the Street Fighter ones from Jasco, so I'm kind of interested to see kind of the ability to paint them. Now I just need a Dragon Ball Z one. Next up, we have Stonesaga, guys. I have an unboxing of that. I'll be reviewing that. That is on February 7th, so that's coming up in just a few weeks. It's already getting close to February. It is amazing how far into January we already are. I am dumbfounded. Guards of Atlantis 2. This is weird. You guys let me know about this. I am curious your thoughts on this. So this is kind of the MOBA game. It is the second one, and it's by, you know, the Wolf Designer or whatever they are. Anyway, this is like a campaign coming up on GameFound. The weird thing is they've already done a Guards of Atlantis 2 on Kickstarter that's successfully funded and all that jazz. So what is this GameFound version of? It doesn't say like a 1.5, 2.0 reprint. It doesn't say any of that. It almost looks like it's a whole new thing. So what is this? There's no updates. There's no nothing. Let me know if you guys have any information on this. I'd love to hear your information you have. All right, this is actually kind of cool. So if you didn't know, Monolith used to do this magazine, this physical magazine. I actually have all of the copies of it, at least all 4 of them. There is now a 5th one out. What these magazines do are they just dive into their games. It's amazing the support they can do for this. It's painting tutorials. Like spelled out painting tutorials. You know, people buy painting books. It's like something like that for their thing. Short stories, new campaigns, sometimes even extra cards. I have different cards for Batman that came with my magazine that I have. So there's all these different things, and it's for Batman, for Conan, Mythic Battles, all this stuff that they've done. They actually have this, and look, it's available for free. I'll link down to this below, of course. Feel free to check it out. It's very cool and will add more to the stuff that you already have, which I think is awesome. And then finally, Mythic Games. So this is a Monster Apocalypse update, which was well needed. So I'm glad they did do that. But specifically, I want to cover this right here. We're currently shipping Darklands expansion for enchanters, and we'll be shipping 6th Siege soon as soon as possible. So Monster Apocalypse, it's pretty much on hold. They're only doing one project at a time. Right now it's Darklands, then it'll be 6th Siege, and Monster Apocalypse, my understanding, is even further down the list. I don't really go into too far detail on where that current list is right now. But my understanding is it's a little down the list for sure. Probably because it's such a big game and was already such a ridiculous deal that looking back on it, I'm kind of like, yeah, I kind of almost feel guilty for that deal. But they offered it. It ain't my fault. They did it, not me. I just clicked the back button. So, yeah, you're going to have to wait a while. But they did promise to start doing more updates. They do have a communication team going on. They did, I think, revamp their website, they said. So there's some updates there that they were doing. So they've been doing a lot of prep work to kind of get back into the swing of things. And that sounds like that's what they're doing now. I guess we'll see. I'll keep an eye out on any asks for more money or weird communication things, something like that. Either way, as long as they continue the communication, I'll be at least a little bit happier. It's better than talking to nobody, right? At least they're reaching out. So I do appreciate that. And yeah, I just hope we all get our games relatively on time and for relatively the same amount of money as what was agreed upon when we gave them all of our money earlier. So yeah, I guess we'll see. But that's it. That's all I have, guys. Have a great rest of your day. If there's something you would like me to cover in the future, feel free to let me know in the comments below. And without out of the way, again, in the description, there's links to pretty much everything plus more, a ton more, like at least double what I just covered, at least triple what I just covered. No joke, there's a ton. So feel free to check that out. All right, take care, guys.